Alright, welcome back, guys. So, our girl just got her wig from that very friendly tavern worker. And this is when Ashen discovers her dressing up as a lady for the first time. So we're gonna go through that as well right now. I was back at the tower. My face stung from running through the cold winter air, but the wig I was carrying was slightly warm. What should I do?
If the wolves can't give you any information, you just need to be a girl.
Actually, this was very convenient. In order to continue investigating, I would have to dress up as a woman, and I had just received an item to help me with that. Oh, but my clothes. I'm sure I had women's clothes with me. Somewhere. I should have something I can wear from the batch of used goods I got from a prior job. It felt like things were beginning to progress much more quickly now. I didn't want to dress this way, but it was for the investigation. This was only for work. Alright? I found the clothes immediately. Even after 10 minutes of holding one of the dresses, I was still agonizing over wearing it before I finally gave in and put it on. It just now occurred to me that Jed got paid in women's clothes for one of the jobs. Like, who would think, like, yeah, I'll pay you in women's clothing? And you're like, yeah, sure, I'll take that. Convenient to the plot? Yes, but it's kind of weird. The soft cloth felt so delicate, like it would tear if I handled it too roughly. It was a bit large and difficult to move around in. And the skirt. What was this? I wasn't too fond of the sudden chilly breeze around my legs. Did they all wear such flimsy clothing when they went outside? This was making me depressed. Very depressed. There was no way I could be happy about it. I finally put on the wig I was given earlier. Did it match my outfit? What did I look like? I was sure I put it on correctly. I turned around. It felt light. My hair and clothes felt like they were gliding in the wind. One more time. I spun around even faster once more with a little bounce in my step. One turn. 2. 3. Then my eyes met with someone's. I had completely forgotten about the Tower Overlord.
Well, this is a surprise.
Ashen Hawk? It's not what it looks like!
My fair lady, what brings you here to this poor tower of mine?
Huh? What are you saying?
Could it be that you are seeking a dance partner in this moonlit ballroom? In that case, though I may be unworthy, I, Ashen Hawk, shall be your partner.
Listen to me!
Excuse me. Allow me to guide you.
It's so funny. I love this. She's like, stop! This is embarrassing. Ashen Hawk placed his hands around my waist and pulled me toward him. His face was so close. As close as it was when he would give me his good luck charms. Cut it out! You know who I am!
Of course. There's no way I'd mistake you for another.
Let me go! You didn't have to mess with me like this!
Mess with you? You have the wrong idea. I do believe you're pretty, and I do want to dance with you.
Liar!
I'm not lying. Look into my eyes. Do they look like they're lying?
I don't have to look. You're always... You're beautiful, it's true. I could see my own face in Ashen Hawk's eyes. It was the only place in the world where I could see my reflection. I was a girl. A girl with the same hair color as Francisca's. A girl who was pitifully trying to push herself away from this man. I suddenly got embarrassed and looked down at the floor. I was sure my face was bright red, so I didn't want him to see.
Sorry. It seems I took the joke too far.
So you were joking.
I was elated. That's how cute you look.
Alright, some skipping ahead has occurred once again. So we're back at the map, and there's a couple more little short episode thingies. And then there is one episode with Ashen Hawk up here in the North Alley, which we'll do. Plus, there's also a new short episode over in the church that we haven't seen yet, so we'll see that as well. So, let's begin at Wolf Manor, I guess? Let's talk to Jed. Jed, how you feeling today? What's your favorite foods? Well, if possible, I'd like to have lots of meat and vegetables. Something like a hearty stew. Eating warm stew on a cold day feels like even your heart is warmed up. The soft stewed meat is so tasty. It's hard to make one with that many ingredients, though. You know what? I would have to agree. A warm stew on a cold day is divine. Young man. We all know who you are, I said, young man.
Yes. I've seen many stories, but my favorite is... Well, I like them all. I do like the story with the 2 butterflies, but my favorite right now is the one I'm writing. I'm only at the opening right now, but I'm sure I'll like this story best.
Okay. I see you being all mysterious, Hugh. So he also wrote the story for Black Butterfly, eh? We are in the opening chapters for this one, this is true. Alright, Rabbit wants to talk to us again. What's your favorite food?
Papa. Pa. I love fried tofu. Oh, biscuits and apples are great too.
Fried tofu. Would not have expected that. Alright. Respect. And, good friends? What's this one? Hello? I entered the church with a louder than usual greeting. It was as serene as expected, with a soft light coming in through the window. This place is way too quiet. I didn't hear a response. Usually Lawrence would say something or I'd see him somewhere, but there was none of that today. Elric isn't around either. I looked around wondering where they could have gone.
Pa.
Rabbit came out from under a pew.
Whoa!
It circled around me twice while I looked surprised, and then it ran to the far end of the chapel. I stared up ahead, and Rabbit turned around, calling to me. At least, that was what it seemed like.
Pa.
It wants me to follow it? Rather than be confused, I started to feel giddy at the idea of chasing a bunny. I'd heard of rabbits being chased, but I'd never heard of a rabbit that wanted to be chased. Where did your master go?
Pa.
As if she understood my words, Rabbit turned around and tilted her head to look at me. She looks like she's worried. He isn't your master?
Pa.
Now I didn't understand. Rabbit seemed to want to say something and jumped. What an interesting rabbit. Rabbit headed toward the stained glass window. It was beautiful even on cloudy days. It let through even the smallest amount of light and shone delicate colors into the church. I was sure it took a lot of time to create. Every piece of colored glass enchanted anyone who looked at it. The light from the stained glass window fell across Rabbit's white fur. It's pretty. Maybe it didn't notice, but Rabbit was walking right through the rainbow of color before stopping at the back of the church. I finally heard someone's voice. Yes? What is happening here? There's a rabbit. What are you wearing? Is that like a scarf? I'm trying to decipher what exactly is happening in this picture.
I'm saying this because I'm worried about you, Elric. I'm telling you, I don't need you to worry. I'm fine. You may say that, but you always complain about how cold you are every single day.
Oh, he made him a sweater, and he's like, it's girly, I don't want it.
When did I say that? I remember it clearly. You tried to warm your cold hands on Rabbit, and Rabbit hated it. I don't remember. The cold might do that to you. It's best that you get warmer clothes. That's not true! Then let me give you a choice. The first is, whenever you're cold, I'll hug you until you warm up. The other choice is to wear a scarf.
Ooh.
I don't want either of those choices! And don't touch me! Yes, I'd also like to avoid that if I could, so wear your scarf. I said I don't need it!
Lawrence held out a scarf an inch closer to Elric, but the young boy slipped past him and ran away.
Elric!
He ran off with Rabbit somewhere. Maybe in a room somewhere, or behind a pillar. Or perhaps he was hidden behind some sundries. Elric, you're so good at hiding.
Oh, Jed. Welcome. This is pretty bad. I wanted him to bundle up before he caught a cold.
That scarf looks mighty warm. What doesn't he like about it? I looked at the scarf in Lawrence's hands while we talked, and I noticed a red string tangled around it. Lawrence, there's some loose string on the scarf. Wait, is it? Right when I reached out to pluck it off, I froze up. I thought the red string was tangled up with it, but it was actually going through the cloth. Is that?
This isn't loose. It's an embroidery. I wove Elric's name into it just in case he lost it, so people would know who it belonged to.
I see. His name? It might be rude to say, but even if he lost the scarf, no one would know the name of the owner. At the very least, it didn't look like writing to me. Yikes. Saying Lawrence isn't great at handiwork is an understatement. Lawrence, maybe Elric didn't like that embroidery.
Huh? Why is that?
Why? Maybe he doesn't like the color red. You would be wrong.
I don't think Elric dislikes red.
Maybe he doesn't like the shape of it.
Huh? I put in his favorite rabbit, too.
Huh? Oh, this is a rabbit? Maybe he just doesn't feel like it.
You're being considerate so you don't hurt my feelings.
Oh,
But it's alright. I know he's just hiding how bashful he's being. Elric! Come out here!
No, that's not it! Lawrence was a good person, but there was something slightly different about him. He might not look like it, but he can be a bit pushy at times. I felt sorry for Elric, but he would have to endure the embroidery. You might be able to call it artistic if you considered that it was a pattern that had never seen the light of day before.
Hey! Elric? That's odd. Where did he go?
I didn't think I could talk to Lawrence until this issue was over, so I decided to help him find Elric. Elric!
I got it. He's here.
Lawrence opened up the confessional with joy.
Not here.
What about this big box here?
Oh, that's... Ah! It was a mountain of wild herbs that Elric had gathered.
That scared me. There's so many of them. Why were they left here?
Elric keeps gathering them, but there's no more space to put it in the kitchen, so this box is now storage for the wild herbs. If you pick out the soft ones and gently boil them in a pot, he'll love it.
I'm sure they taste good. But he likes these kinds of wild herbs that much?
His tastes are quite mature, unlike mine.
What do you like to eat, Lawrence?
Sweets, I think.
I see. Ding! Is that me, making a note? We looked behind everything, and even in the unused rooms, but we never found him. Come out here, Elric!
Rabbit, you should come out too. I'll make you some nice tea if you do.
Rabbits don't drink tea, do they?
That's right.
He was nowhere in the church. Even for a young boy, he was almost too good at hiding. Could it be... Elric. I went outside the church and found Elric sitting on the ground in the forest nearby. Of course, Rabbit was with him. I was worried how far I would have to go, but there he was. As for Lawrence, he was probably still searching inside.
Paw.
There you are!
You got a problem with that?
No. But Lawrence is looking for you. Do you hate that scarf that much?
Not the scarf! It's the embroidery!
Oh, that. I looked at Elric with a face that expressed that I knew what he meant. He's worried about you, so why don't you at least talk to him? You're not some kid who can't even do that, are you?
It's fine. I'm a kid after all.
Paw.
Rabbit cried out worriedly.
I don't think I can talk with Lawrence at all.
I think he'll understand if you do. Do you hate him?
If you've ever talked to him, you should already know. Lawrence is just... weird. Really weird. But I don't hate him.
The way he said it made me laugh a little.
What's so funny?
The way he said it was so childish and cute.
Huh? Don't treat me like a child.
You say you're an adult one day, then a child on another. Pretty convenient, don't you think? But I was relieved to hear that Elric didn't hate Lawrence. They lived together, after all. It would be sad if they hated each other. I'm sure there are a lot of little things between you. But if you don't hate him, why not put forth a little effort? I thought about Ashen Hawk as I watched Elric pouting. If there are things you don't know about each other, or if there are things you can't come to an agreement on, just talk about it.
Lawrence knows everything about me. It's all one-sided.
Huh?
No. I'm not purposely keeping my distance from him. It's just that I'm not used to being taken care of. It just feels weird, you know?
Paw.
I couldn't help but smile because it was such a cute remark. If that's the case, then maybe there's nothing to worry about.
What? Don't make such a creepy face at me.
I was born this way. Don't mind me.
Of course I mind. Go, Rabbit!
Paw.
Elric sicked Rabbit on me. But it was so cute that I picked it up and started rubbing my cheeks on it. That tickles!
Why are you making her happy?
I suddenly heard a voice behind me.
Oh, there you are.
Lawrence had come outside, too.
Whoa!
Elric jumped up in surprise, and something fell from his pocket. I picked it up to discover it was a handkerchief with Lawrence's embroidery on it. Oh? I didn't know you used handkerchiefs.
Hey, get that back!
Paw.
He took it from my hand and ran off. He was as quick as a rabbit.
What were you talking about?
Just something minor. Elric was bright red as he ran away. In my eyes, he seemed to be acting his age. They really like each other after all is said and done. Is he always like this?
Well, he's never been quite honest with himself.
I thought those two would always have problems, but when I listened to what they each said, it seemed to not be an issue. When I thought that, I started to smile. Lawrence looked at me as if I was being strange, but then let out a wide and gentle smile of his own. And kind. Don't forget how kind the smile is. Alright. Let's go and do the Ashen Hawk short episode now. Favorite times and hobbies.
You speak to me quite naturally. Perhaps you are a sorcerer or a ghost like myself. That is difficult to answer, but taking a stroll is a hobby of mine. Going about as a cat or a bird allows me new discoveries. You should try changing your appearance and going to town. You may see another side of it. That is my advice to you as an astrologist.
Actually, thank you. I keep forgetting I can do that. I'm terrible with that. I did actually check from this perspective, though, and there's nothing with Ashen Hawk on this side, so we're good. But there is also a dangerous job, so we'll go do that as well. If anything happens, please let me know.
Yeah, I'll call on you.
I bid farewell to the client and headed into the alleyway. Nice. 5 days of pay. Quite an amount if I say so myself. I think I can get something nice today. Maybe I can replace the pot with the hole in it. Or maybe I can buy some meat for dinner. No. It's more important to save money. You never know when there will be an emergency. Perhaps I was caught off guard because my pockets were newly lined. Or maybe because it was still broad daylight. I didn't notice people sneaking up from behind. Gah! I was hit in the back and fell forward. With my teeth clenched in pain, I turned around and saw 2 men carrying sticks. Hey, I told you to aim for his head. Sorry, I was off by a bit.
This is...
Feeling impending danger, I quickly jumped up. I ran as fast as I could to a place that was more populated. But the impact to my back hurt so much. I soon was unable to run and hobbled out of the alleyway. No, I almost escaped, but...
Hey, hold on.
He grabbed my collar and pulled me back. I was slammed against the wall, losing my breath again. There were more of them? Stop running. You're a quick little brat, aren't you? Whatever, just hand it over. Now I'm surrounded. There's nowhere to run now. Hand what over? He swung the stick at my arm. It probably wasn't broken, but the pain was excruciating. You already know. You're just a damn handyman thinking you're all high and mighty. Hand over all the money you have and we won't kill you. They probably saw me receive my pay earlier. I had completely let my guard down. If you don't understand, want me to hit you again? The 3 of them, ganging up on me. They must be career criminals. They didn't hesitate in hurting others, so they must be making a living out of this. Are you listening? A hard fist slammed against the side of my face and I almost passed out. You really got to rein in that violent side of yours. Don't drop him into the river like the last guy. Shut up. That guy's voice was annoying. Their laughs were grating. Everything about their conversation and their manner was offensive. If I defeat one, I might be able to escape. If I could just get a shot in while they were cackling. More than anything else, I was angry. I hate how they all gang up on one person and think they have the upper hand. They're such cheats! The anger made my body hotter. I felt a sizzle of heat in my right eye. Not now! I quickly covered my right eye and gasped. Irritated, the men began kicking me. Stop making us wait. Do you need your ass kicked more before you understand? I'll take it out right now. Left without a choice, I took out the pay I received earlier. That's not it. I meant everything. I handed over my wallet, and they were finally satisfied. They picked it up off the ground. Right before they left, they hit me one more time. Damn it! That was all I could spit out, alone in the alley. Poor Jed. I dragged my heavy body back to the tower and breathed a sigh of relief when I saw that Ashen Hawk wasn't there. I don't want him to see me like this. Similar things had happened in the past, but I either managed to escape or minimize the damage. It's been a while since I got hurt this badly. I rinsed the dirt off my scrapes and felt a dull pain everywhere. I could still move, but the pain would probably linger. My cheek might be swollen. My left cheek still stung from where they punched me. The inside of my mouth was cut, but the bleeding had stopped. I hope Ashen Hawk doesn't come back. I didn't want anyone to see me like this. I felt so pitiful. I fell onto my bed and heard the window creak. It had started snowing when I returned to the tower. There might be a blizzard tonight. I better finish my business before it gets worse. I tried to think, but the lights and sounds seemed to fade away. The girl's still thinking of working after being beaten to a pulp. Honestly, I felt terribly cold. The wind rattled the windows and I shivered. I didn't know why my hands, chest, and face were burning. I felt as if there was something hot oozing out of my right eye. I was sure it would burn up if I touched it. It's like fire. My mouth moved, but no voice came out. I couldn't stop shaking. It felt so cold, but a burning heat spread from my hands across my body. This is a curse, I thought. Those words echoed in my head over and over again. It's a curse. My feverish body was helpless toward it. I slowly closed my eyes. No. The room was eerily quiet. I didn't remember what I was thinking or dreaming about. I only felt the chill in my right cheek and the calm flow of blood within me. Ashen Hawk?
Yes, I'm right here.
I looked up and saw him sitting on the side of my bed with his hand on my swollen cheek. Ashen Hawk's body was cold as ice. He knew that, so he rarely let me touch him. But that cold hand felt good on my cheek right now.
It looks terribly swollen. Is this too cold?
It's just right.
I thought of giving you some ice, but I didn't know where you kept the bags.
It was very like Ashen Hawk to say that. No, this is fine. This feels good too. My heart felt calm, like the pain and heat were finally going away. I feel ashamed now, wishing he wouldn't come back. Ashen Hawk kept his hand on my cheek and stayed by my side. Compared to how we usually were, this felt a little bizarre. After a long silence, Ashen Hawk suddenly moved my bangs and frowned.
Your eye is a little red.
Oh. I tried to cover it and felt the remnants of the smoldering fire.
Did someone hit you? It must hurt in places other than your cheek.
Ashen Hawk's hand felt comfortable, so I didn't want to answer. Ashenhawk frowned in anger, but quickly tilted his head down and spoke in a gentle tone.
I'll be by your side until the pain subsides. Until the flames are calm.
I'll be fine alone.
I'm not fine with it. Let me stay by your side.
Ashenhawk spoke kindly, as if he saw right through my bluff. He's so gentle, I don't know how to respond. What should I have said for it to sound more like me? I entrusted myself to his cold touch. It really feels good. I could feel my breathing and body temperature returning to normal. The window clattering actually reminded me of reality. Is there a blizzard outside?
Yes. It's blowing sideways now. You should remain indoors today.
You're smiling. I bet it's not even snowing that much.
I'm surprised you knew. You are quite the shop attendant.
My master is sweet on himself and his attendant, after all.
What's wrong with that? Being hard on yourself and others is a terrible way to go through life.
You never lived that way.
What a surprise! How'd you know?
The way he spoke made me laugh. I couldn't tell if it was an act. If it's not that bad, I have to go back to town.
That is insanity. Do you not know how your face looks right now?
Huh? How do I look? I wondered if it was that swollen, but an unexpected answer came through.
You look so happy.
I'm not making a face like that!
In any case, you shouldn't get up yet. If there's some business you need to do, I'll do so in your place.
I have to report to a client.
I don't want to go to town today.
I need to buy food supplies.
I can't carry heavy things.
I need to prepare dinner.
I might set the place on fire by mistake.
Now I have to get up!
Just stay where you are.
His answer was just as expected, but when he said it that way, I felt like I had to oblige. To be honest, I did want to stay right there a bit longer. It helps me forget about all of the bad stuff. The gentle atmosphere calmed me. The swelling in my cheeks seemed to have gone away too.
It's okay to be spoiled a little. By others and by yourself, too.
Then how would I live? A certain somebody here can't do any of the household chores.
I wonder who that could be. I have no idea who it is, but I suppose so.
Jeez. If I could just live life spoiling myself, of course I would.
Maybe you just think that you can't.
I don't know. It'd probably be difficult for me to live that way.
Then I'll be the one to spoil you.
His cold finger caressed my cheek. It felt comforting, but also ticklish. I'm okay now. If you're going to put in the effort anyway, you should learn to be more independent.
Not allowing you to live alone is my way of spoiling you.
What's that supposed to mean? Still in disbelief, I got up from bed. My back and stomach still hurt, but I felt better than before. Ashenhawk's cold touch lingered on my cheek and the pain was gone. When I brought my hand to it, it didn't feel swollen anymore. Boy's magical. It doesn't hurt.
That's because I cast a charm on it. You'll get better very soon.
It's quite a convenient charm to be able to heal wounds.
Of course. I'm the omnipotent wizard.
Wizard? More like a con artist. There would be no end to it if I had to refute everything Ashenhawk said. I straightened out my clothes and prepared to go back into town.
Are you going already? Now I feel lonely.
Who's spoiling who here?
You sound to me like you don't really want to go.
I have to. I cut the conversation short and headed out the tower. A strong, cold wind blew through my hair. It made me want to give up already.
You sound to me like you don't really want to go.
Mortified that he saw right through me, I stomped through the forest anyway. I had already forgotten about my injuries.